Once upon a time, in a prosperous kingdom, there lived a generous king who was known throughout the land for his kindness and faith. Every morning, the king would walk through his royal gardens and offer prayers, thanking the divine for all his blessings. One day, while strolling through the market, the king encountered a poor old woman selling clay pots. Her clothes were tattered, and she looked weary from the scorching Sunday. The king approached her with a warm smile and asked how much for one of her pots. The woman, not recognizing him as the king, quoted a modest price. The king paid her 10 times the amount and said, "God is great and always provides." The woman looked puzzled and replied, "If God always provides, then why am I still poor?" The king smiled gently and walked away without answering. That night, the king couldn't stop thinking about the woman's question. He decided to test his own faith and understanding. The next morning, he called his royal treasurer and instructed him to stop all charitable donations from the palace for 1 month. He wanted to see how things would unfold. Days passed, and the king noticed something remarkable. The merchants in the kingdom began helping each other more. Neighbors started sharing food with those in need. The wealthy citizens organized community kitchens. It was as if the temporary absence of the palace's charity had awakened the compassion within every citizen's heart. The king then realized a profound truth. Divine provision doesn't always come directly from heaven. Sometimes God works through people. He makes some people prosperous so they can be the means of help for others. He places compassion in hearts so that humanity can support one another. Excited by this revelation, the king returned to the market to find the old woman. When he found her, he said, "I have the answer to your question. You asked why you remain poor if God always provides. The truth is, God has provided. He gave you the skill to make beautiful pots. He gave you the strength to work each day. And He placed you in a kingdom where people have generous hearts. God provides, but sometimes we must recognize His gifts in unexpected forms." The woman's eyes filled with tears of understanding. From that day forward, the king not only continued his charity but also created programs to help people discover their own talents and strengths. He understood that true generosity wasn't just about giving money, but about empowering others to recognize the blessings they already possessed. The kingdom flourished even more, not just because of the king's wealth, but because every citizen learned to be a channel of blessings for one another. And so, faith and generosity became the kingdom's greatest treasures, proving that divine provision flows through grateful hearts and helping hands.